Hello, East Hardy High School sophomores. Hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. I know this is certainly not the 9 weeks that we had anticipated having, but I also know that we're making the most of a difficult situation. So again, I hope everyone's doing well. Yesterday, the second packets were mailed home, and along with those second packets, I included an 11th grade registration form for all of the sophomores to start selecting courses for next year. So what I would like to do is to take a few minutes of your time just to review this form and go over any questions that I anticipate that you may have and explain a few changes that have come about as a result of Policy 2510. So if you have that form with you at this time, if you could grab that form. If you've misplaced your form, please note that it is located on the website, same place where you've accessed this video, and you would be able to download the form at that point. The course registration form should look like this, and you'll notice it has a place for your name and your ID number. It also has a place at the top of the form for you to check whether you are a CTE student or a college-bound student. And just as a quick review, the CTE stands for Career Technical Education, and that is for students that are planning on taking CTE courses, such as any of those that we have in our building, like ag, culinary arts, business, or any of the courses that are being offered at South Branch Career and Technical Center. So if you're taking one of those career technical courses where you're learning a skill set and you're learning a trade, you would mark CTE at the top of your form. If you are planning on going on to a 2-year or a 4-year college, then you would mark college bound at the top of this form. One of the big changes with Policy 2510 for next year is that all students enrolled at East Hardy High School, grades 9 through 12, all students will be required to have 22 credits to graduate. Guys, that's different from what we told you last year, so please take note of that. It's going to be 22 credits that you're going to be required to have to graduate. On the back of the registration form, I have included those credits, and I've broken that down for you so that you can see how many is in each of those content areas. So that's there as a reference guide. It's on the back of the registration form if you need it. As we go through the registration form, please keep in mind that we are still on an 8-period day at East Hardy High School. So that means that when we finish, you should have 8 black X's on your form to justify the 8 classes that you're going to be taking next year. So if we begin with the English, as a junior next year, you have the opportunity to take English 11, or you have the opportunity to take AP English Lit. Now please note that AP English Lit can serve as your English 11 credit. So you can either take the regular English 11 or you can take the AP English Lit, which will count as your 11th grade English class. So you will need to select one of those and place an X in the box in front of that course. Math is the next category, and we have geometry, algebra 2, pre-cal, and pre-cal/trig. So you have 3 options for your math. Everyone is required to take one math. Now, certain subjects, some of you may choose to double up on. For example, you may choose to take 2 math classes, or you may choose to take 2 history classes. What I'm asking you to do is on the front of the form to choose one, and then on the back of the form, it's going to ask you, or on the third page, it's going to ask you if you're wishing to double up on any of those classes. And if you are wishing to double up on any of those classes, you want to make sure that you include that you write down the second class that you're wanting to take, like the second math class or the second history class. There is also a place on this form if you need to retake or make up a class. If you failed a course, there's also a place here for you to mark the course that you failed. For example, if you failed English 10, English 10 is not listed on this 11th grade registration form. You would still have to take English 11, but then you're going to have to go back here on this page and mark down the course that you need to retake, which would be the English 10. So make sure you have selected an English class and a math class. When we look at social studies, you have an opportunity to take the regular 11th grade contemporary history. You also have an opportunity to replace that with the AP US history. The AP US history does count as your 11th grade history credit if you choose to take that. And then sometimes students will double up on the history courses, and therefore we have the AP Gov and the civics listed as well. So you would need to choose which of those courses you would want to take. Science courses listed, we have chemistry, human anatomy and physiology, we have physics, we have AP biology, and we also have forensic science listed. I do want to point out that for any of you that are interested, the Chem and the AP Bio can be taken simultaneously. If anyone chooses to take both of those at the same time, that's totally fine. Chemistry can be taken as an 11th or 12th grader. Same thing with physics, forensic science, the AP Bio. So you would choose which of those science courses you were wanting to take. Again, if you're choosing to double up on those, the second one, there's a place for you to mark the second one on the back of that registration form. Foreign language is listed on here. Foreign language, please keep in mind that for the foreign language, it is required that you take two. You do need to have 2 years of foreign language if you're looking at going on to college. So for those of you that are college bound, if you've not finished at least Spanish 1 and 2, I would encourage you to take those. I've also divided the elective credits. I made a section for the fine art electives and then a section for the general electives. At this point, most of you probably have taken your fine arts credit. You're required to have one of those to graduate. Please note, if you are entering 11th grade next year and you have not taken your fine arts credit, you want to make sure that you get those finished if at all possible. Because what often happens is, as a junior or a senior, it can come back to create issues for you if you have to take a fine arts class and that takes the place of maybe a college class that you wanted to take, or you have to use that slot for the fine arts and you can't go to a vocational program that you wanted to enroll in. So again, make sure if you have not taken that fine arts class, I definitely would take it this year and not wait until your senior year to take that. Also at this point, most of you should have already completed PE and health. If you've not taken either of the two of those, you want to make sure that you go back and you take those as well. If you look under the general electives that are listed, please keep in mind that we currently have, this past year, we offered Ag as a CTE program in our school, Business as a CTE program in our school, and also Culinary Arts. This year, we are offering an additional CTE program at East Hardy High School, and that program is called Building Maintenance and Operations. And then Moorfield High School is also offering a personal fitness and wellness program. So any of our students from East Hardy that wants to take the personal fitness and wellness program, buses will be running to take you to Moorfield High School to take those that class. If you choose those classes, if you choose to do that, and likewise, the Moorfield students would be able to come to East Hardy High School to take the Building Maintenance and Operation program if they so desired. Vocational courses, I know you guys have already gone through the interview process and you should have already received your letter of acceptance if you were accepted into those programs. If you are accepted into a vocational program at South Branch Career and Technical Center, please keep in mind that that takes up 4 of your 8 slots. So if you are going to VOTEC next year, then you will only be marking on this form, you're only going to be marking 4 classes, and then you're going to be writing, it's going to ask you to write down the CTE program that you're enrolled in. So for example, if I was enrolled in, if I were accepted into the carpentry program at South Branch, I would choose 4 classes, 4 of my required classes, and then on this page I would write down carpentry, and that carpentry would count for my periods 5, 6, 7, and 8. We will still be going to the VOTEC in the afternoon as we've done in the past. Also, a big change this year, a couple more changes this year, in addition to the credits changing to 22, the Business Computer Applications class is no longer a requirement for graduation. So it's a great class for you to take if you haven't done so already, but it is not required for graduation. Also, college classes, Eastern Community Technical College is going to be offering college classes for juniors on their campus, and we will be providing buses to take you to Eastern's campus, and that will be from 12 to 2 each day. You would be able to have the option of taking 1 or 2 college classes with them at Eastern. If you look at the 3rd page of your form, it says Eastern West Virginia Community Technical College courses, and it says that you can choose a maximum of 2. Now, please note, sophomores, if you're choosing as a junior next year to go to Eastern to take college classes, the bus is going to run, it's going to take you there at 12, will not bring you back until 2. So if you choose to take 1 college class, you would be taking that for 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and then that other 45 minutes to 1 hour, you would still have to stay at Eastern, and you would have a study hall type setting. Or you would have the option to take that 2nd college class. We will not be allowing students to drive back and forth between Eastern and East Hardy High School. That is not allowed. So please keep that in mind when you're looking at these courses. You would need to make sure that you were selecting 1 or 2. If you only select 1, please understand you must stay the other hour, and that will be used as like a resource or a study hall type period. You'll also notice on your form that that Building Maintenance and Operations, which is the new CTE program being offered at East Hardy High School, Personal Fitness and Wellness, which is the new program offered at Moorfield High School, as well as any college classes that's being taken. Those are all highlighted on your registration form. And then it says that all highlighted courses must be discussed with myself. So what I will do is when we return to school, or whether that be this school year or in the fall or over the summer, whenever all of the regulations are lifted and I'm able to meet with students, I will set up meetings with anyone that's interested in the college classes. That can be a phone meeting, a conversation over the phone. It can be a Zoom meeting. It can be an email, but there will be communication between me and you if you choose to take any of the college classes or any of the new CTE programs, just so that I can explain to you how those are going to work. Also, please note that, as I said before, the Business Computer Applications class is no longer a graduation requirement. You can still take it if you choose to do so, but it is no longer a requirement. Also, with the CTE classes that are taught within our building, I am also attaching a document on the website that has a list of all of the required courses. Keep in mind it takes 4 courses. There are 4 core courses that is required to be a completer in ag or culinary arts or business or any of the CTE programs. For the programs that are offered at East Hardy High School, I am going to list those 4 courses and place those on the website so that if you are sitting there thinking, okay, I looked at the list of electives and I'm not sure what's the next course that I should be taking in business, or what's the next course I should be taking in culinary arts, it will show you specifically what is the first course, second course, third course, fourth course, and so forth. Some of those courses you can double up on. Some are prerequisites for others, and those will be marked accordingly so that you'll know how those all work together. So again, please make sure that you understand all students are required to have one English, history, math, and science. If you are a VOTEC student, you would only be marking 4 courses. If you go to South Branch, you would only be marking 4 courses on this registration form because your South Branch program will be taking up the other 4 slots. If you are going to Eastern to take college classes, then each of those will count as one of your 8, so you can still mark those accordingly. So unless you are a South Branch person, everybody else would have 8 courses marked on their form. So please make sure that you have 8 marked. These forms, I'm asking that they be returned by April the 27th. You may return them any of the 3 ways that's listed on the registration form. If you have access to a scanner and you can scan them and email them to me, that would be great. If you have access to a fax machine, you may choose to fax them, or you may pop them in the mail. Dropping them off at school right now is not a good option because no one is there on a consistent basis. So I can't always promise you that someone would be there. I'm in and out a couple of times a week. If I get back on when things change and we get back into a regular routine, I'll certainly let you know, or if something happens that I'm back there every day on a regular routine, I'll make you aware of that as well. But those need to be returned to me by April the 27th. so that we can start looking at the master schedule and getting everything placed the way it should be. Please note that when all of these requirements are lifted and we're back to a normal routine, I will be more than happy to do a scheduling session open to parents and students to go over the registration forms, to answer any questions that you may have. I'm definitely planning that at some point. It's just right now I'm not sure when that's going to be exactly. So hopefully this has helped you somewhat. Please keep in mind that if you have any questions on this, I really want you to email me. Don't sit at home and stress and worry over it, guys. Pick up that phone and call me or email me and let me know what questions or concerns that you have. I also want to take a second just to briefly recap the situation with the packets. The second packet, as I said, you probably already have or will have within the next day or so. Please note that your third 9-week grade automatically becomes your fourth 9-week grade, unless you have submitted both packets. If you have submitted both of the packets and you've tried your best and you've completed those, then you are guaranteed an A for fourth 9 weeks in each of your courses. So guys, this is really a win-win situation for you because if you turn in both of those packets, you're going to get an A for fourth 9 weeks, and then that will average in with whatever your third 9-week grade was. So I would really encourage you to do that. Right now, we don't have an exact due date on when those second packets are due. As soon as we have that, I will certainly be in touch with you and let you know. I will continue to post videos and I'll send school messengers home when I do so. So just as updates to keep you guys familiar with what's going on. I know a lot of people are concerned about a lot of activities that we're missing. You know, sports has been a big concern and a big issue. At this point, we don't know anything with sports. Everything is on hold until April 30th. And at that point, hopefully I'll have more information to give you. But again, I miss you guys. I pray that everyone's doing well. Please stay safe and don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Take care. Hope to see you soon.